Hey family, Willie Moe Jr. here, and I am on set of my new talk show entitled Truth Talk. And I know you want to see it. You say, Willie, how do I see it? It's real easy. All you got to do is go on YouTube, go on Fox Soul, your Roku TV, and just Fox Soul it all day. Now let me tell you something. We are about to go live, and I guarantee you this, you're going to feel it in your sha-na-na. Tonight's show is going to definitely make you feel it right where I told you. So head on over there right now. Head over to YouTube, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Most of the times you can actually catch some replays, I'll be honest, because that's where most people get an opportunity to see it. But I want to make sure that you share this with as many people as possible. Tonight we're talking about to dispel the misconception about OnlyFans. I'm going to let that sit for a minute. Did you think it was all about sex and social media? Nope, it's way bigger than that. And you're gonna get an opportunity to see exactly how big it is. Pause. Come on, somebody. Family, we are going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey there, truth tellers. What's up? I'm Bree Renee, straight from the A, and it's time for Truth Talks. Now, Ryan King is out today, so I'm sitting in the big chair for him. I feel like a black superhero over here tonight. And it's time for your favorite talk show. If y'all don't know, this is the show where we keep it all the way real, and it's the happy hour. It's the hour after happy hour.
Yeah.
So it's that first sip feel when you know you can tell it and keep it all the way real, okay? And if you don't know me, I want to introduce myself to some of y'all. I'm a radio and television personality. I also produced my first podcast with my mom called Mommy and Me. This is where we have unadulterated, unfiltered conversations like this about things that take place in the black household. But over here, we're going to bring that same energy to Truth Talks. Now, this is the show, like I said, where we're going to fill you in on pop culture, politics, and everything in between. So let me introduce you to the rest of my fun and fabulous crew, the talent in the biggest talent in the business, okay? And they keep it real, too. Speaking of keeping it real, and you probably seen it all over every screen you watch anything on, it's Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
What's up, y'all? It's Dr. Bryant, your favorite doctor. Y'all know what it is. I am now known as Dr. Viral. I'm always going viral. Matter of fact, I'm going viral right now. Just go look at Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, or whatever else. I'm on there. Internet is on fire. I am a psychology expert. I'm a best-selling author. And again, you see me on Nick Cannon. You see me with Cam Newton and B. Simone, Breakfast Club, and the list goes on and on and on. Now you see me in the best place to be. It's called Truth Talks, y'all. And I can't wait to get into the business tonight.
Yes, and also sitting with us is my spiritual brother that I have adopted. Y'all give it up for Mr. Willie Moore Jr.
And I've been adopted 3 times by Jesus, my mama, and now Bree Renee.
Right.
Come on, 3 times the charm. Family, I'm Willie Moore Jr., radio host, and literally the host of the Love You More podcast, where we've sat down with greats like Chris Tucker, people like Kurt Franklin, and so many more. So listen, I'm so excited right now that we get the opportunity to watch and let you watch Truth Talks, and we're going to have a really great time. Now, before I move on, I want to give you the esteemed privilege to meet someone who I love to life. She goes with me on my radio show. She goes with me on my podcast. And you know I had to bring her to the TV show. Come on, somebody. Her name is Belisha. She's the most faithful person that I've ever met, right? And she's Belisha the Bell.
She don't do nothing but this.
Listen, she don't do nothing this right here. She got one thing. She just ring. Come on, somebody. So you'll hear her when we make some great points. Or if we get into it, she also acts as a referee. So make sure that you show some love to her in the comments as well. Flat out.
Yeah, we love that. And like you said, make sure you tuned in and in those comments throughout the entire show, because we want to know what you think about some of the topics that we're talking about tonight. And we have so much to talk about. So let's get started with our first story in Trending Truths.
Florida's Department of Education released a list of over 700 banned books in K-12 schools. That's an increase of almost 400 books, y'all, from the last they released a year ago for the 2022-2023 school year.
Like PEN America found, Florida led the country again last year in book bans, with over 4,500 books banned in the Sunshine State, costing districts about $34,000 to $135,000 a year in 2023. Law HB 1069 required every school district in Florida to have a policy in place for challenging books.
That's
now,
crazy.
under that law, a book could be challenged if it includes any content that depicts or describes sexual conduct, is not suited to students' needs and their ability to comprehend the material presented, or is inappropriate for the grade level and age group for which the material is used.
Some of these books, y'all, you know, they are really pulling from the shelves.
It's crazy.
Such as The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison, Forever by Judy Blume, Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut, and so much more. I see this black book banning trending a lot, and I never hear folks ask the real questions, y'all, which is, who the hell is the person or persons to determine, right, what's a danger or not for a multicultural nation like the United States of America? How are they making the decisions in a vacuum and putting it into effect? That clearly will erase our history.
Yeah, I think that they're definitely attempting to whitewash America's history. Like, they want to be like, oh, these things didn't happen. But also when it comes to like the sexual content or age-appropriate books, I remember around like fifth, sixth grade, I started to read The Coldest Winter Ever. And Fly Girl. Books like that kind of were a little bit too mature for me at that age, but my mom defended me when certain people be like, well, why would you let her read those books? And she said, look, she loves to read. She's reading and acing all of her schoolwork. If she wants to read, I'm happy she's reading. And it's educating, and we can have conversations about what's going on in the book, you know, and I can explain certain things to her. So I think that as long as these kids are reading, don't try to ban what they're reading.
Indeed, if a child can spend, I can give my 6-year-old daughter an iPad, and she can go to YouTube, Netflix, or what have you. We living with a world wide web. So attempting to put out and get rid of these books is a clear indication exactly what it said. Like, it's time to try to whitewash this country.
Yep.
Here's the thing. I was at an 8th grade trip to Washington, D.C., and we went to all of these different monuments, and a lot of the pictures were depicted as white people were building up this country. And I had to tell my children, I was like, no. You see what's blurred out? These are African-American people. It was not on our list to go see the African-American Museum. I made some calls, and I took 30 of those kids on one of our days off, and I said, I want you to really see the true history. The thing is, if you get an opportunity to ban the history, then you ban Martin Luther King Day, then you ban the African-American Museum, and all of the strides that we put together. I'm not gonna deal with it, because unlike most people at my age, I got an opportunity to sit with former slaves. My daddy's 92. I remember the conversations with Grandma Julia when they would talk about how much they made when they went out and picked cotton. And I would sit there and I would listen, and I understood that where I sit today is a privilege, not because of what I did, but because of the sacrifices that they made. And so if we sit back and let that happen, then that's on us and our watch. I tell everybody under the sound of my voice, I hope that this economy that you talked about was worth the vote.
Yeah.
And I want to add to that, Willie, because I think that these history books are not just important for our black community, our black culture, but it also provides culture competence for other races as well. So I don't think it's just important that we have it. I think other races need to have access to it, because culture competence is real. And I do believe that, you know, when a race has a culture competence deficit, it causes, that's what to me causes that bias, that racial bias, right? Or sometimes even racism, when they're uneducated and ignorant to the history of other communities.
If you erase history, it give room for what? It to happen again and repeat itself.
Yeah.
You talking right.
Give me the bell.
Yeah.
Now, our sister from another Mr. Kiki Palmer is currently promoting her upcoming memoir, Master of Me. Now, the secret to controlling your narrative. In the book, she opens up about her experience on the show Scream Queen. Now, she revealed that the TV producer Ryan Murphy went off on her when she was unable to come to set on her day off.
Yeah, Kiki starred in the Fox series Scream Queens for 2 seasons between 2015 and 2016. She describes being given her shooting schedule and deciding to fulfill another obligation on her day off. However, when the day came around, production contacted her and asked her to come to set. When Kiki said no, she had prior obligations, she received an angry phone call from Ryan, and he called her unprofessional.
Now, Kiki said it was kind of like I was in the dean's office. He was like, I have never seen you behave like this. I can't believe you, out of all people, would do something like this. Kiki goes on to say that after apologizing, she thought everything was okay between her and Ryan.
Wow.
But a few days later, a co-star visited Kiki in her trailer on set to tell her that Ryan is still unhappy with you.
Wow.
Now, I see this as a power and control move more than racism, to be honest. It seems like ageism. You know how like it, you know, it's like, hey, when I got my first opportunity, I would never be late. But do you think it's okay that she decided to set some boundaries for herself?
I think it's definitely okay that she decided to set her boundaries. I think boundaries are an extreme act of self-love. I think that when self-love inflames, it's like, nah, it's time to set a boundary. And then, you know, when your lack of self-love allows you to have a deficit and people to disrespect you, I think that it's important that while she's doing it, being that there are colleagues and she's working for this man, it should be done respectfully. A boundary doesn't have to be nasty. And I do think it's ageism. I think he looks at it like, you know, look, I'm your boss, I'm older, and when I say something, it's kind of like my way or the highway, and some older folks have that traditional mindset. Doesn't make it right, but you got to know whose leadership and who you're working with and what that looks like.
That's
yeah,
good.
I do also think that it's in the entertainment industry, especially. I think sometimes when you're a star like a Kiki Palmer and they give you those big checks, those people in position often feel like they own you.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, we paying you good, so you need to jump every time we say jump. But I think when we agreed to this schedule, we agreed to this
My time
schedule.
off,
Yeah, and my time being off. So it's okay for her to have other obligations.
Well, listen, y'all, congratulations to my guy, Chris Brown. The R&B superstar has reached a major milestone in his career with this first ever diamond certificate for his hit song, No Guidance, featuring Drake. The song has now achieved 11 times platinum status, officially earning a diamond plaque from the Recording Industry Association of America. Come on, CB. Come on,
Congratulations
CB.
to Chris Brown.
Yes.
That's huge. Chris Brown's 2007 classic With You has now been certified 6 times platinum, y'all. His 2019 single Under the Influence has reached platinum status 5 times. And on top of that, Chris Brown has earned 3 nominations for the 2025 Grammy Awards. He now has a total of 25 Grammy nominations. Now, you know, it does mark Chris Brown's most nominations for one ceremony and an album cycle since the 57th Grammy Awards in 2015. Why do you think folks won't let Chris Brown get his shine on? He's apologized and Rihanna forgave him. Why hasn't America or that white American media forgiven him?
Well, let me say this. Chris Brown is my boy. I've been to concerts. And from the looks of them sold out concerts, it looks like the boy is forgiven.
Yeah.
There ain't a concert that's not sold out. And I do think that, you know, not condoning domestic violence at all, but I do know that happened, and he has, you know, processed it. She's moved on, he's moved on, and I think it is time for everybody to kind of move on, not forget what happened and not condone it, but to move past it and let that boy have his career back, let him do his thing.
Hollywood has this very, very unique esteem for certain types of black people. You know, the thing that Dr. Brian always says is like, when I run for president, I'm gonna run unapologetically black. I appreciate Chris Brown staying true to his base. There's so many people that sell out and try to come back, but the numbers speak for themselves. The great Jay-Z said, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie.
Okay.
And the numbers was at that concert. Them numbers ain't lying.
And them numbers are in them plaques,
Keep
okay?
doing your thing.
Coming up, who's got next for the Dems in 2028? We have more show right here coming at you on Truth Talks. Welcome back to our show, Truth Talks. And now y'all know we do not shy away from controversy, okay? So we're about to give you a dose of politics on top of all the latest things in pop culture.
Now, we're not that far removed from the presidential election, and Dems are already talking about who's got next in 2028. The behind-the-scenes work is already underway, and it looks like public campaigns will kick off the first day Trump steps foot in the office. Now, who is the next rising star in the Democratic Party? Now, there's guys like Hakeem Jeffries. Honestly, who do you guys like? And will this crushing defeat push the Dems into a younger, edgier place with politics, or do you think it would be Dems as usual?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Dr. Bryant, you know, I have taken to some things that you say. I definitely want you to run, but I also felt like, at first I felt like, dang, can we get a break? But because we saw that Donald Trump had such a head start last time he lost that election, and he was really campaigning the entire time. I feel like us as Democrats, we have to start now as well, so that we can get a head start on what's coming up next. Now, I think that we should nominate Dr. Cheyenne Bryant to come and run for president. And you know who else I like? We're talking about edgy. I like Jasmine Crockett. She was the one that went viral for calling that girl bleach blonde, bad built, butch body. And I just like how both of y'all are unapologetic. Y'all stand for y'all truth. Y'all are not afraid
So wait,
to.
if she ran against me, what? You vote? Who you going
I feel
with?
like we can
Who
get
you
y'all to
going
work
with, sis?
together.
No, no,
I'ma
no, no.
always ride for you. You know I'ma always
Now,
ride
y'all.
for you.
Hey, y'all, put that in the
She
comments.
played
Put that in the comments. If y'all would vote for Dr. B, put hashtag Dr. B for president. Go and put that in the comments.
I'm rocking, but honestly, Hakeem Jeffries was teed up to be the next Barack Obama. He's kind of been, they've been kind of quieting him down a little bit. Of course, he's a New York guy. He was a church guy. Just really, really poised and has a better understanding of what bipartisan looks like. And so I think now Nancy Pelosi has done some things, and I think he's going to be doing something in the House of Representatives. I'm not sure exactly where he is. But I think we got to start putting these new names in the hat.
Absolutely.
Do I believe that there's going to be another African-American opportunity at president? I'm not sure if it'll happen in my lifetime, but if there are a few names that we're going to put in the hat, I think that Hakeem should be one of them.
Hakeem should be definitely one of them. I agree.
Yeah.
Now listen, y'all, Gavin Newsom, governor of my city, or my state, California, has long been considered a future presidential contender. His final term is up in a few years. In response to Trump's victory, he called a special legislation session to help protect the state from Trump. Even before this election, there was talk that Newsom was that guy who can beat Trump. I don't know, y'all. Isn't beating Trump the only criteria that even matters at this point? I mean, is that the only thing that people should be worried about is beating Trump?
Well, no, because Trump can't run again. So we don't need to beat Trump.
He's termed out.
Yeah, he's termed out.
After this, he's
yeah,
termed out.
but we do need to make sure whoever, because he's ushering in his people
Hold on,
now.
let me say this. He did say if he got in, we wouldn't have to
vote
vote
again.
again.
Right.
So
gonna
based
bother
on
you.
that, if he gets in there and starts to finagle these laws to work in his conduciveness, Newsom and anybody, even myself, we may have to fight again to create a law that says we are back into democracy and we have to do it by a voting system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm afraid of that. Because what if he makes the law where now he's president or dictator forever?
Yeah. I mean,
We're not going to allow that as American people. We would never allow
We
that.
have to be very, very careful. I don't think we're looking at what's happening right up under our nose, whether it's the control of media, whether it's the control of the educational system, whether it's the control of reparations for other cultures that may not necessarily need that. And here's the thing. He is going after anybody who has a problem with anything that he's done in the last 8 years, right? I was hoping that we would move into this beautiful golden age. But when vengeance comes from a person and it's so divisive, I already know that there's an underlying message that he's trying to get out. We're going to have to be very, very careful on what we say, how we do things, and we're going to have to move different as African-American people.
But I've said it before, we got to stop playing checkers. We got to play chess.
Gotta
That's
play
just what it
chess,
is. We
'cause
have to become more
everybody's playing
strategic.
chess.
We have to figure out who we're lining up from city council all the way up to the Senate and to the presidency, period. We have to be able to be strategic, and we have to make sure, and again, I'm black and brown, but we have to make sure we get black people in office, because a lot of times when you go outside of black, those people don't ally, to your point, they don't ally with us, but they are in roles, seats, and positions that we need to be in for us to write the legislation and for us to be at the table as decision makers to decide on the legislation. And that's important.
And because of that strategic plan that we need, I think that during this time, we need to come together and actually find that one candidate that we all can agree on, so that when it comes to nominating who's going to represent the Democratic Party, we aren't split between that.
That's the point.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I hope that happens. I really don't see it happen, but I hope it happens. But Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro is already fielding calls from Democratic leaders urging him to run for president. They're looking at the popular leaders as a would-be savior for America.
Yeah.
Now, do y'all think Kamala could have won Pennsylvania if she picked Shapiro as her running mate?
I think Kamala won Pennsylvania, and y'all know I be going hard on Cam, but I think she won Pennsylvania straight up. I'm gonna be honest. Now, that is what I do think might have been rigged. I just, listen, when you got Elon Musk coming in here talking about I'll pay 3 people, whoever, $1 million to come in here and vote, and then he was able to word play himself out of the law that says you can't pay voters to vote because he picked 3 people who had already registered to vote and had already voted before he announced his sweepstake. If Elon came up and did that, them big dogs got money.
Yeah.
Money can change anything. Not that that's okay, but money talks, and shit really does not run, it walks.
No,
and I do believe that they put a lot of money behind Trump because Trump is putting a lot of money behind them. Trump is a money man.
Yeah.
He's not a politician. He's in office to do what? To create and build money for people who are wealthy and rich.
Yeah.
That's what he's gonna do. That's why we have to be more strategic, because if we're not more strategic, then the middle class will become poor, and the gap between poor and rich and wealthy is gonna be so spread that there's gonna become no hope for anybody.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Shapiro actually, like, he kind of sound like Barack Obama a little bit. Let's take a look at some of the stuff he do. Watch.
Could not have a clear contrast in this race.
He do.
You could not have a clear contrast between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And let me tell you something, he's pretty afraid. Y'all see, he's backing out of the debate now. He's afraid to stand toe-to-toe with our vice president.
He's kind of swaggy, y'all, but he's not Obama. It ain't no Obama. Now look, let's look at not at all. He's swaggy, but he's not my Barack Obama. Michelle's Barack Obama. Now let's look at how Keith Jeffries here. An impossible POTUS VP combo. Was Barack Obama an anomaly?
Yes.
Will we ever see another black swaggy president with that walk he got?
No.
I don't think we ever gonna have another president with that much swag. I honestly don't think that we will see a black female president in my lifetime. Like, I think that it will happen, and I want us to win, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I do, you know, I'm Cheyenne Bryant. I'ma be your VP, but I just don't think.
Fundraisers at the Blue Flamingo.
Right, it's the flame.
It's the flame, though. It's the flame. It's the flame.
But the thing is, I don't think not only America doesn't want to see a black woman as a president. I think that other countries aren't ready to see a black woman or a woman, period, in power. I think other countries look at it as a weakness.
But other countries already are leading in women leadership. We are the last country to come support women leadership. Women are running they shish out in other countries.
Yeah.
It's America who's still very male dominant, and when you have a man come out like Kamala did and represent her when it was a woman's moment, not a man's moment, then you have people who said we're not ready for a woman president to say, see, she can't handle her own business. She sent a man to do her dirty work, and that's why we ain't ready for a woman president. I'm going to come out, you going to come out, whether we take an L or not, and we're going to be up there and we're going to address our supporters.
Our head going to be held high, our chest going to be out. But don't y'all go nowhere, because up next we're getting deep into the evolution of OnlyFans. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back with more Truth Talks. Welcome back to the show for the Real Truth Tellers. We are about to dive into real talk about OnlyFans.
Really?
But don't worry, we're going to keep it PG.
Now, to give you a brief history about OnlyFans, it was founded back in 2016 by British entrepreneur Tim Stokely, who discovered adult entertainers were selling under-the-table services and promoting it on platforms like Instagram. So basically, Pornhub for social media.
Listen, y'all, with social media cracking down on nudity, Stokely creating a platform where sex workers could securely monetize their X-rated content with subscriptions and a paywall. OnlyFans exploded in popularity during COVID lockdowns, I bet it did, in spring and summer of 2020, and the company made $2 billion that year.
Big B.
Let me tell you, how huge is that? Adult entertainers found a legitimate way to make money on their own terms instead of being subjected to an industry that exploits them. Hell, we're out here as talk show hosts, y'all, and still going to go through a network, still got to go through a network to be heard on a large platform. I think production, I quit. I'm going to OnlyFans.
They making money over there.
I'm going to OnlyFans.
But it really gave them
I'm taking you with me. What did we partner
We not
up
about
on?
to do
She always want to drag me
Relisha.
in it.
Relisha.
We can do, hold on, Willie. Wait, we ain't gonna leave you hanging. We're gonna do a True Talks OnlyFans.
Okay, Willie gonna have his
I'm
day.
only doing
Willie,
my
will you
feet.
have your drawers on
I'm
with
only doing my feet.
that like monkey thing in the front?
I'm never gonna do it.
Elephant thing in the front?
No, I'm
But
never
you know
gonna
what,
do it. My
seriously,
kids
though,
will watch
money.
it.
Seriously though, even the strip club industry saw kind of like a decrease in girls coming to work, because so many girls was like, look, I can be in my home, put a camera up, take my little explicit pics, and it's the same, they showing the same thing that they
naked and make way more money.
make more money without the guys having to touch them, without having to have a fake
That's
conversation,
so true.
without
I
having
think
to do
about that.
all the little, dance and play that you gotta do in the strip club to make them spend that money. And the money is guaranteed.
You know what?
Because your card had to be connected before you got in.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If I was a stripper,
Let me tell you
I
something.
think I would do it that way. That way it seemed easier, cleaner, and a lot less violations.
It
too.
is easy.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you something. Shout out to Stokely finding a gap in the marketplace and created an opportunity for everybody to do what they're gonna do anyway. And so here's the thing. I want my young entrepreneurs to always see the gap because he said $2 billion. Was that the first year?
The first year.
Do you know?
In 2 seasons, not even the whole year. Spring and summer.
The first year.
I'm talking about spring and summer, $2 billion.
Yeah.
That means that there's a need in the marketplace. Kids, I might have to try to do a little something. Did
he
men
found
do
the
it
hole
too?
and filled it. No pun intended.
He said it was during the pandemic, though. That means we know people was in the house in the pandemic just going to, sorry y'all, jack off work. Y'all was just on OnlyFans the whole time?
Yep, they were. But it wasn't just professional sex workers that resorted to using OnlyFans. There were creators who had little or no experience with X-rated content who needed to pay their bills as well, or during the height of the pandemic. And they could do this from home as well. I think that it was a great platform. But do you find it hypocritical that these regular folks were out there quitting their day jobs and jumping into the industry when they usually judge and look down on sex workers?
Listen, Bree and Willie, there were teachers that were being teachers during the day. Do y'all remember that? And literally doing OnlyFans and getting fired from their teaching position to do their OnlyFans page. I mean, to me, it's not sad that she was doing OnlyFans. I think it's sad that as a teacher, an educator, she doesn't make a cost of living that would make her not have to do an OnlyFans page.
Absolutely.
Seriously, because if it was me, I would have told them, listen, I would have did the quiet quitting that we talked about first, the quiet quitting, and then after that, I would have told them, hold on. So my question is, do you get fired too? Because for you to know about my OnlyFans, you had to be on my OnlyFans.
Exactly.
And so did you subscribe?
And I think that was crazy because kids can't subscribe to OnlyFans. There is an age requirement and before you can even get access. Well, that's a fact.
Let me tell you something. Them kids gonna find a way though. They're gonna find a way to slide in. I remember one of the NBA players ex-NBA players found out his wife had an OnlyFans. He was like, "What do you need an OnlyFans for?" Right. And she said, "Because we have to pay these bills.
And we ain't got no money."
And we ain't got no money.
Remember that?
I was like, "No, we can't do it."
But I thought about making the OnlyFans during the pandemic, but I said you was gonna think it was gonna be sexy, and then as soon as you got on there, I was gonna be reading a book or doing the worm.
And they was gonna get
that's a good idea.
They was gonna get a refund. But a growing number of celebrities like Black China launched her OnlyFans back in April in 2020, and she charged $10 to $50 a month for adult photos and videos. She reportedly raked in $240 million in 2021, but has since deactivated her account as an example for her children. She's given her life to the Lord. Take a look at Black China.
$240 million.
I don't do OnlyFans anymore.
At all?
I don't do it anymore at all.
With all the money you were making?
Yes.
You just shut it down. Mm-hmm. Why?
Because I'm just changing everything about me. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, it's a dead end.
Now, why would these celebrities need to do this when they have other sources of income? Aren't they pricing out the competition and taking away opportunities for regular folks? Let's talk about it.
Listen, let me say this first of all. Celebrity means you're well known. It doesn't mean you're well paid.
Hello.
First of all.
Tell
and so he ring that bell with my bell.
Where the bell?
Berlisa said.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it right here.
First of all, and this is my problem with our young youth. Looking up to celebrities, thinking that they live in this lavish lifestyles. Many times they're driving stuff they give back the next day. They're wearing stuff they give back the next month, and they're renting things that they give back the next week. Second of all, of course, she quit after she made $240 million. So after you cashed out, now you want to say, I'm going to pull back with my $240 million for my kids. No, girl, you would have racked up had that $240 million would have been like $240. Yeah. That's what it is.
So if I can be honest with you, there's always another element to it, Dr. B. And you can give me a bill for this one. There's always a spiritual element. Now, I'll be honest, I never told you, Bree, but I too used to work in the strip club. Okay. I wasn't a stripper, but I had girls who used to go to the strip club. I was Pretty Willie at the time, and I was a club promoter. That was from 17 to 27, like I was a club promoter.
I knew
and I would notice, like,
with you.
Yeah, like literally, I was like, yeah, I know, but it's all good.
See?
But what I learned is,
No.
Spiritually, like it's something that stick on to you, and it's because the eyes are the lamp of the body, and if your eyes go dark, your whole body go dark. So when you see all these men and you see these things happening, like I literally would see girls who would come 18, 21 years old. They look so pretty, but 2 years in that strip club, 3 years in that strip club, 3 years in them parties. I was like I would come back and be like, dang, like the life is gone. So when I see a person like Blac Chyna who already has the pressure of working with Kardashians, being on television, and now exposing herself in such a way, I mean, to be honest, man, once you go over $5 million, $3 million, ain't really nothing that you can't buy. So it becomes like, damn, like, why am I really doing this? So, you know, I applaud people who do it, make your money, do whatever you have to do. I ain't got no problem, sis, handle your business. But there's a standard that I think ladies got to look at because, you know, people are coming behind.
And she started in the strip club, so it was easy for her to transition over.
Yeah, it was. But she's not the only celebrity. There's rappers like Iggy Azalea who put it best. She explained she's comfortable showing her breasts and being naked in her content. And not only Iggy Azalea, y'all, I don't remember if y'all, Iggy went on to say that I've made record labels so much money off my body. I've made a lot of people so much money off my body. And I got the smallest cut off my own effing body, my own work, and my own ideas. She said, I don't think that I have to say sorry, that I want to commodify my own ish. It's been commodified, and I wasn't even the main effing benefactor of it. Is this a way that y'all feel like women are able to empower themselves and be their own boss? They not only have creative control of their content, but they also own it. And I think that it's a problem for, and I'm gonna let you go, Willie, but I think that we see this even when it comes to women, female rappers. Everybody else is allowed to get money and monetize off of your sexuality. But when a woman does it, you're minimalized. You're every type of name in the book, a hoe, a slut, and all these other things. But if everybody else can do it, why can't you be the main beneficiary, like she said?
Listen, if it's your vagina,
But JJ,
if it's your vagina, then you are the boss of it, period. Yeah. Whatever you decide to do with all of the body from your head to your tizzo is your business. And you can run any play you want to run, period. I believe in women doing their thing.
Listen, you fine.
She got a nice body.
She do.
Ring the bell. Iggy got a bomb body. Woo.
Listen, y'all, don't go nowhere. We got more talk about OnlyFans. And despite what you heard, OnlyFans is not just an X-rated porn site. When we return, we're going to do some deep myth busting and discuss the evolution of OnlyFans as a lucrative business model for celebrities and influencers to promote a variety of content. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back on Truth Talks. Welcome back to Truth Talk. So OnlyFans started out as a website for adult content, but it's grown into so much more. In fact, Cardi B started her account to promote her song WAP with Megan Thee Stallion, and she made it very clear that her WAP would not be making a cameo on her page. Take a look.
It's your girl Cardi B. So I'm doing this video so I can let you guys know that now you can subscribe to my OnlyFans. And on my OnlyFans, I will be putting the BTS of the WAP music video.
I like that she was very honest about that, but are y'all surprised that Cardi B, who's so free with her body, is refusing to show her goodies on her OnlyFans?
My only question, Cardi, you know, and don't be mad at me, but I want to know, how did the WAP not keep the man, but kept you spending the guap on the man? That's all I want to know. Okay.
Look,
now, y'all got an opinion about it?
That WAP ain't got nothing to do with her OnlyFans, and I think the WAP can't keep a man either.
Black men don't cheat.
That's all I'm saying.
All of this stuff is allegedly.
They gotta want to stay.
This is alleged stuff. That man said he did not cheat on her. Their relationship didn't work.
Cardi B said
but
he
But I do like that while she was married to him, that she was allowed to have an OnlyFans, because a lot of men don't like their women to have OnlyFans.
If you're cheating on her every weekend, how in the hell are you gonna tell her she can't have an OnlyFans?
Yeah. You know,
first of all, if you're cheating, I can have an OnlyFans, a OnlyFriends, a side dude, I can have whatever I want if you're cheating.
But I like how
allegedly. And then here go the thing.
She
put on Twitter, she was like, hey, I did some things too.
Do all womenizers think alike? Do they all think alike? Red flag. Flag on the play.
Not at all.
Flag on the play.
Not at all. I'm always going to be the voice of reason as it pertains to a man. Like, there are women, who do the men sleep with?
Men and women.
No,
Actually,
but who?
that's the problem.
But who?
Men
Who does the
and women. That's the
well,
problem.
women do the same thing.
They
My
sleeping
problem
with
is
men
this:
and women.
it's always somebody that they sleeping with. Half of the time, that's a married woman too. But then it's like,
Or
oh, the
married
man
man.
did it. A man can only do what a woman allows him to do. You have the key to the vajayjay, and if you give up the key, then he gonna come see.
I agree.
Well, speaking
I
of the
agree.
key and the seeing, now you're gonna have to pay to see
And-
on the fans,
yeah, and I
okay?
agree.
Behind the
and,
paywall.
and her WAP wasn't keeping him or the side dudes, obviously, because when he cheated and left, she was left by herself.
Yeah,
But
but
y'all-
I'm gonna be honest. I gotta side with you just a little bit. I don't think that had anything to do with her. That was his
What, the walk or the
responsibility.
cheating?
No. I think she could have a WAP, but if that's who you are, you said that we don't
I
change.
agree with you.
We
I agree
just
with you.
shift. And I think maybe one day
100%.
he'll shift, but at the end of the day, black men don't cheat, and I'm
Yeah.
sticking
Willie,
to it.
thank you for the accountability,
Flat
but the
out.
other part was not accountability. That's called passive
Black
aggressive.
men don't
That's
cheat.
called passive aggressive. The passive is black men don't cheat. The aggressive is men cheat in general, and it's a problem.
Well,
Black
y'all,
men don't
stars
cheat.
are also searching for alternative ways to promote new projects, and OnlyFans is fulfilling that need. You also got celebs like DJ Khaled and Fat Joe. Now, I don't want to see them naked on OnlyFans. But they're using their page to motivate their subscribers. I like that these people are taking that, like you said, their stardom, their celebrity, to lure people in and pay to get exclusive content from them. And the game recently opened an account just to interact more regularly with his fans.
right.
I think that's lit, y'all. Like I said, I was thinking about starting the OnlyFans. The only reason why I didn't, because I was gonna have an Only Feet. Like
Only
it was
fan foot thing.
only feet. It was gonna be that. It was just with only my feet in it. But I like that. I wanted to do that to monetize because I surprisingly on my Instagram, a lot of people like my feet. Like people who have foot fetishes like my feet. But the issue was I didn't want to deal with the stigma that came with OnlyFans. Even though I knew I wasn't gonna be showing my private parts and my body, I didn't like the having to have that conversation about like, oh, you got an OnlyFans? Because people just look at it
Well,
negative.
Ryan King seems to think that I have an OnlyFans for my cleavage. So
You do.
he scammed me, Jackie, for that one.
Listen, if you can own your body, your content, and your money,
Yep.
I see this much wrong with it.
You do,
That's
Willie?
it. Just this many. It's not a whole lot. It's about ownership. At the end of the day, people, as Iggy said, people have been licensing her, and she's getting the less of the plot. If that's something that you continuously do all your life, baby, do whatever you got to do. And whether you sell it through a distributor or a third party or sell it yourself, isn't that the American dream? Don't sleep on this. This is a great opportunity for some people. I'm not telling people who traditionally don't show their body to just go find a lane.
Right.
But hell, if you on the album cover already, if your Instagram is already filled with that, hey, go monetize it. Just like me, if I'm out speaking, encouraging, and doing different things, they're gonna invite me to a stage to get paid.
Yeah.
Hell, I figure if you're gonna do it with 1,000 followers, if you can take 10% of those and turn them into $10 and do it every 30 days, baby, go get your
Well, then
bread.
let me ask you
Yeah.
a question. Would you do an OnlyFans with your wife?
No.
And I'm not saying it's having sex, like just something. I don't know if it's dressing or having a conversation or eating dinner or some romantic stuff or OnlyFans could be anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's for me, and no disrespect to any of these different companies,
Yeah.
but it's a certain company that wanted to have our stuff on their streaming company. But it just didn't go with the brand. So for me personally, it just don't go with the brand. But do I know some people who kind of got that type of relationship and don't have the moral responsibility that I have in the community? Hell yeah. So, I mean, just like you're going to be president. I'm always looking 10 steps ahead. Like, as I tell you guys all the time, the enemy ain't worried about my now, he worried about my future. So I protect it at all costs.
So
And I
basically,
asked you that because I know you're territorial like I am. So
Yeah.
I knew the answer was going to be no.
Nah, hell nah, you know I ain't finna show nothing
but
of mine.
basically you saying the same thing. Like it's not that you would be doing anything sexual on there, but you just don't like the
It's a brand.
connotation that comes with the connection of that company.
Yeah, unless I want to do the Ray J and get a whole lot of attention. Willie Moore Jr. has an OnlyFans.
You know what's funny? I like that you
Just
mentioned
go
that.
viral.
But I have to say this, Ray is also in a tight spot where it's hard for him to wiggle or move because of a lot of the stuff that he does.
Yeah.
And so I want to make sure that people understand, to your point, there's a lot of things, of course, I can't disclose, a lot of
course.
things, 'cause he's my client, but there's a lot of things that he's just like in this box because of the decisions he's made 15, 20 something years ago with people who we know, names I just can't mention and associate to him, but we know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of wiggle room, so we got to be careful with, like you said, I'm running for president. They put my OnlyFans page and my WAP is out. I don't know, would it get me more votes, more contributions, or will it make my voting go down? Kamala threw a counter, it didn't win, it didn't
hell, I
work.
know
Well,
the
you might
maybe,
raise enough.
Maybe the vajay might work.
Maybe
Who
you
knows?
I know
raise
them
enough
men
money
gonna be
to
in
fund
there.
your campaign with the OnlyFans because like Black China made $240 million. There's also people like Bad Barbie who don't really look like nothing to me, but she makes $1.5 $2.5 million a month. Her net worth is now $50 million, and she's only 21. She's only 21.
Yeah.
And remember, she went viral. If y'all don't remember who she was, she went viral for being on Dr. Phil's show, cussing him out and going at him.
Listen, y'all. Yeah, we got to talk to production because I think we all finna quit tonight. However, but listen, y'all, it's not just celebrities cashing out on OnlyFans. It's everyday folks that are making a killing on the platform as well as without any type of risque photos, which is, you know, it's not just about the sex and the vajay or explicit videos, y'all. Take a look at this.
If you have been observing the collective challenge, okay, to mind the negativity that you are consuming in your energetic field, okay?
Okay.
So as you just saw, that's Imani Cohen. She's AKA the Hood Healer on all social media platforms. She's a psychic clairvoyant from Los Angeles who has made a huge name for herself by using astrology and tarot cards for her friends and fans. Now, she began her journey in 2017 and was able to gain a large following on Instagram. But it wasn't until she created an OnlyFans account that her business blew up.
As you can see, I've been closing my eyes because I don't know what the hell she was doing with them cards. I felt like I was getting a spell put on me. Listen, I gotta be real. This could be a game changer for the tradition of network syndicators and record labels, who we know since the beginning of the, these times have really been enslaving the talents to their enormous benefit. And the profit, which we know is in the billions, get it with a B, doesn't reach the actual artists. People like David Ruffin and so many other artists. Literally, you have to pay for their funerals because they don't have money for life insurance. And that's just really, really tough. But shout out to my dear brother Quincy Jones, who just dropped off $83 million to all of his kids.
You're right.
They each get to spread that. Listen, you are right, Willie. Imani was even homeless at one point, but was able to control her destiny with that pivotal decision. I think the challenge is for us black folks, right, and brown people, is to get on the ground floor, be exposed to the positive side of this new kind of entrepreneurship, and find a way to make it work, baby, for us versus running from or being excluded from the unconventional spaces and platforms. We must stay up on game, especially in the digital space.
I think the conversation we have to have now is how and what do I create to get direct access to my fans or my consumers that we can keep this flow of prosperity going. We have to start thinking way outside the box. When these new platforms appear and it expand to our interests, black people are the largest consumer of goods in America, and we all know that. Everything we touch, it blows up. Now we just have to create control and distribute our ideas before they close the door on us or regulate it somehow to shut us out if we're smart. This could be a way to create generational wealth and change things for our family for the rest of our life.
And to your point, Willie, I think that not only do we have to be creative and think outside the box when joining these platforms, but I think some of us need to be the ones to create this platform because oh boy that you talked about is getting a percentage of all these millions. You know OnlyFans taking a cut out of it. It's not all just going to them. So I think we need to be the ones to create our own platform.
I think it's important to copyright. It's important to trademark. It's important to own the license of everything that you have going on. When I did my merch, we start selling them. I could say it now. We start selling them, and the first thing that my paralegal of the Dr. Bryan team said, she sent me an email, a text, and said, call me now. She said, did you trademark any of this while you selling this? I said, we sure didn't. She said, Doc, trademark everything right now. Cancel a session. I'm like, I can't. She's like, I'm doing it right now. My point is, she was saying, what do you mean? Someone buys this merch, they trademark it, they selling this merch. It's not yours. It's a wrap. Period. You can still sell it. They can own it and then sue you. Right?
I've
so
seen
I'm just saying we gotta have ownership. We gotta start putting our stuff in trust and corporations. If you got property, put it in the corporation so that you broke, but the corporation ain't. Y'all gotta learn how to finagle and how to do things so that you are broke as a person, but your corporation just happen to make millions. That's a smart way to do it.
Y'all. Well, don't go nowhere because up next we are having a little fun and we might famous FaceTime, Ryan King, see what he got going on.
Oh, that would be so cool.
And we got a surprise guest, so don't go nowhere, y'all. Keep it locked with Truth Talks. Welcome back to Truth Talks. Now, we want to mix it up every week with a celebrity guest to end the show. And each of us will FaceTime one of our famous friends to discuss tonight's topic. This is everybody's favorite part of the show. So, Dr. B, you will be making the call tonight.
Don't be calling me out.
Who you got in that Rolodex, sis?
Let's see.
This person don't answer.
Well, y'all gonna have to
I'm
blur.
sorry, everybody. You have to blur this. You don't have to blur this number though. Where's everybody?
Not only will we FaceTime you, but we're gonna FaceTime your second phone, your mama phone, your grandma phone.
Answering.
We're gonna hear everybody, your
And
sister.
he comes from a big family. Let me try it one more time.
Call his brother. Call his mama.
I know he better answer this
Call
phone.
his baby mama.
Or I'm clowning.
Call his grandmama.
He was in a meeting that he was supposed to be out by this time. Oh, maybe.
Do you think he's out now?
Maybe they handle
I don't know.
5 o'clock.
No.
All alone.
Hello?
You know what?
Okay.
I can't see your face.
What's up? Hold on a second.
He said, hold on a second.
No, don't call me back now. Marlon,
What's up, girl?
you done wait.
Is that
Hold
Marlon?
on, wait a minute, Marlon.
Hey.
Why did it take me three times to call you, Mr. Handsome Man?
Cause I was wrapping up a call. I'm in a writing session, so I just kind of wrapped up my writing session to take the call.
Wait,
Ladies and gentlemen, Marlon
You messing up my pockets, Dr. Cheyenne.
Wait,
You
look,
messing
Marlon.
up my pockets. You all made up. Y'all got me looking tragic in my sweats.
Not
I'm about to hit the gym. About to hit the gym right now, get my life together.
Marlon, listen, I said if he don't pick up, he gonna get fired on a Tuesday. And that's just you and your baby's day. You was gonna be in trouble.
That is my baby's day. She don't like when people bother me on Tuesday. No, Dad, no. she gonna give some brother gonna have him a headache. Cause I'm a spoiler.
Well, and he don't even text me back on a Tuesday. He say, Doc, you know it's me and my baby's day. I'm like,
Oh no, I text you back, but you want to FaceTime and talk and kick your legs up and swing your feet back and forth. I ain't got time for all that on Tuesday.
Right. The legend.
Okay.
Marlon
Hold on.
Handsome
Meet
stuff.
my co-host. This is Willie.
What up, champion? Proud of you.
What up, Pimp Hat? How you doing?
Man, listen. Winning. Come on. It's a crowd.
I like the hat. It's like a cowboy
He's
and a
fly.
pimp.
It's like a cowboy and a pimp. That's so
It's
funny.
my other co-host, Bree Renee.
How you doing, Bree Renee?
How you
Nice
doing?
to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Super fan.
And so, Marlon, you know, I'm on my new talk show, Truth Talks. I think I mentioned it to
go get
you.
money. I see you out there getting a lot of money. I'm kind of proud of you, sis.
Thank you. I've been working like a workhorse. I've been out there getting it, man.
Now you know how we feel. Go and get it. You ain't gonna hear me go, nah, man. You shouldn't work like that. No, go on to work. Go on.
Go to work.
I need to get somebody to work harder than me. I just want to. I haven't had a day off in about a year.
So you want to be a house husband, babe? You want to be a house husband?
What's up? You hiring?
You know who he would be.
OnlyFans is hiring.
I was about to
OnlyFans
say.
is hiring.
Hold on. Guess who is hiring? OnlyFans. What you think about the OnlyFans? They hiring?
Why you starting one? You don't do the 2 talk shows and then the OnlyFans?
You know what, though?
You gotta get all that money.
I think I make more money over there. What you think, Marlon? I think I make more money on OnlyFans.
I mean, you would, but then we wouldn't get all that intellect and all that great spirit. All we
Ask
just
him
get
as
is
a
somebody.
man.
Bodies is the most disposable thing. The mind and the spirit is the things that stick. If people want to do OnlyFans, I ain't gonna hate. Sis, get your money. People, there's prostitution out there, and there's pimps that go with that. There's strip clubs that take a bunch of your money. If you could own your business and you got that beauty, then sis, go own your beauty. You know what I mean? Like, if at some point I got desperate, I got that thing, I'll show it. You know what I'm saying? Give me your OnlyFans too.
And while you showing that thing, would you date a woman who had an OnlyFans?
If we knew up front that that's what she did, and that's what I accept, then what am I going? I can't complain about what she told me. You know, she's being honest and being truthful, and you know, when somebody's is truthful enough, which is truth is like a gift, and you know, so therefore, in their presence, you got to be wrapping paper. This is who I am, and all right, cool. There's no misconstrued. I know what it is. That's tangible for me. That's tangible for my feeling. Yeah, I could date you. I may not take it all the way serious, so I may. We'll see. But thank you for. No, I could walk away. That's the thing about honesty.
Yeah.
You could be as truthful as you want, and then you can't. I'm not gonna feel bad if you're hurt. You made a decision when I told you exactly what it was. Period.
Yeah. Can you tell us a quick new project you're working on? Even though I know a little something, but I don't put it on blast. You tell us something.
Oh man, I'm working on a lot. I got a special that I'm probably gonna film in the beginning of the year. It's my fifth or sixth comedy special. I don't know what platform, but I'm ready. I don't like to hold on to things too long. I'm currently touring on the Wild Child tour. Y'all check me out. Just Marlon Wayne's official for all my dates, and then I'm writing a scary movie right now. So Marlon is
We are so excited
Yeah, we are
about that.
excited for that. Y'all got that
Now
long.
you see why I don't have my OnlyFans. I see you looking for it too. Cheyenne, like, when you gonna do your OnlyFans? No.
Look, I'm gonna be your first subscriber. Boop. It's gonna be from a fake name. Fake name. It's gonna say Nicole. That's me.
That'd be cute if you had a couple and it's like y'all your only subscribers. That'd be cute.
We can maybe plan that
Nobody
in the
else.
future, Marlon. We're planning that in the future. We could film that on
Gang,
Friday.
gang, let's get it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
And then we break up. We show it to other people.
That's hilarious.
But we own the license to it. They gotta pay us the licensing fee. We doing it right this time.
Yeah,
Look
of
at
course.
this.
See, you thinking like an entrepreneur. That's why I mess with you, sis.
That's why. All right, baby. We gonna can we get a quick drop from you on Marlon Wayans and you on Truth Talks? Talk to us, baby.
Yo, what's up? This is Marlon Wayans, and you are watching Truth Talks. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. You know what's up.
I love you. All right, I'll bug you in a minute.
Too, Mama.
All right, baby.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that was a good famous
I got
FaceTime.
friends,
You got friends in high places, girl. We like that. But y'all, that's all the show we have for tonight. We will see y'all on Monday and spend all weekend catching up on all the Truth Talk episodes that you've missed. Meet us in the comments, y'all. Have a great weekend.
Bye, y'all.